This channel is a group of investigative journalists who make educational documentaries showcasing and educating society, especially parents and legal guardians, about potential scenarios that result from young people and adults conversating online if left unchecked. We conduct thorough interviews with consenting adults in an attempt to understand their perspective on why they partake in these conversations online with people that are not of age. The goal of the interviews in these videos and the videos themselves is to gain an understanding of the perspective of the individual being interviewed, so parents and the rest of society can be educated and aware of potential thought processes and desires of adults online to unsupervised persons not of age. These videos are not to cyberbully, harass, degrade, accuse, or threaten any individuals partaking in the interview process or in the video itself. We do not condone any of these actions. These videos are strictly educational, and we grant full permission for academia, which is any classroom setting or in scholarly papers, to show or cite our videos. To ensure that these videos are strictly used for educational purposes, we strictly adhere to YouTube's community guidelines, such as not revealing someone's personally identifiable information, in other words, PII. YouTube defines personally identifiable information as their home address, email addresses, signing credentials, phone numbers, passport number, medical records, or bank account information. We thoroughly look at and edit our videos to ensure that none of this information about any individual is shown in our videos. To ensure extra privacy for each person that is a subject of an interview in any of our videos, as of September 1st, 2022, to thoroughly comply with YouTube's harassment and bullying policy, there will be no mention or information about the last name or first name of any person interviewed in our videos. Due to potentially illegal activities discussed in our videos, law enforcement in the respective jurisdiction we conduct these interviews in is notified of each interview and video filmed by us. We are not accusing any individual interviewed of being guilty or committing a crime. That is the job of law enforcement. We are not vigilantes, and we do not condone vigilantism or vigilante behavior, such as taking the law into your own hand or not notifying law enforcement when a suspected crime takes place. We are investigative journalists. Trigger warning. Some of what can be discussed in these videos can be sensitive to some, emotional, or stressful. The only goal of these videos is to educate the public. At the end of each video, as of September 1st, 2022, there will be an educational portion at the end to discuss what was talked about in the video and to discuss what people can take from that video and learn from and tell others about. Our goal here is to bring awareness and educate the public. Now the video will start.
If you want to get ad-free access of our rawest, unedited, and uncensored catches, exclusive live streams, and behind-the-scenes phone calls, join our locals for the low price of just $10 a month. And don't forget to get yourself something new like our exclusive Air Gordon t-shirt, only on PredatorPoachers.com.
1402 Sam.
We're checking out now.
Don't resist, we'll make it.
We're checking out now.
Here. Yeah,
She's right here.
oh, hey, sorry. Wow, that door's wild. So, yeah, that was a pretty experience you had.
Yeah,
Yeah. What the hell?
I really don't know.
Okay.
Find her in a couple of days, I guess.
Yeah. But, well, now not anymore. No, it's not good anymore. Obviously.
Yeah.
That was like a long drive or what?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? So we're going to show this part on locals because he may or may not have come in and caused his diaper to be stinky, if you catch my drift, in front of the mom and the kid. Yes, he actually took a crap in front of the mom and the kid. So, of course, this full thing is on locals, which you can join in the pinned comment. The PPillinois locals, it's only $4 to join. Very, very cheap, and you help support Aaron and what he does. But yeah, he comes in and just actually goes poo-poo. So that part's on locals. We're going to skip over to what we come in to confirm now. Hey, Dylan, man, why don't you have a seat, man?
Oh.
We just want to have a conversation. Do you mind just sitting down?
You?
Just have Dylan. Don't talk to them. Just have a seat, dude. Do you mind?
Why did you do this to me?
Dylan, just have a seat. We just want to talk to you.
Why did you all do this to me?
We just want to talk to you. We just want to talk to you. We just want to talk to you.
I already had enough trouble on my hands.
Okay, well, let's just talk. Dylan,
now,
Dylan, you're 21, right? You're only 21? How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, so you're enough. Let's talk it out, man.
You got your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah, we're not trying to ruin that.
No, I already f***ed up enough.
Okay, so let's just have it. Let's just.
Oh, my parents are gonna. Hey,
Dylan, let's just.
Dylan. No, I already got in trouble for something like this once a couple of months ago.
What happened?
Bloomington Police Department. I had child.
Are you on probation or?
I'm not on probation. I'm still waiting for this.
You're on bond right now.
Not bond even. I'm still waiting for charges to be pressed.
Okay.
I did.
Okay, Dylan, listen. You are 21, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But my name is not Dylan.
What's your name?
My name is Colin.
Colin.
Please.
Okay.
Why?
Colin.
Why did they do this to me?
Well, you know why it's happening, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're a smart enough kid. Do you actually go to U of I?
No, I go to ISU.
Okay.
I lied a little bit about my identity because I was afraid of something like this happening.
Okay. Where's ISU?
Bloomington Normal.
Okay. So you don't go to so you don't live in Champaign?
No.
Okay.
That's why when I sent when I had the problem, it was
Bloomington PD.
No, when I had the car problem, it was
over that way, right?
It was Farmer City.
Okay.
Halfway between them.
Okay.
Please, I don't.
Well, Dylan, right now, let's just. Colin, I'm sorry, man. Well, I'm Gordon. Sorry to meet you like this.
I didn't.
Okay. Well, right now, what we should do, let's just sit down and talk it out. I hope your diaper's pretty good because I want us to sit down. Can you look at me real quick? I'm not in the business of ruining a 21-year-old's life, especially if we can get it together after this. So, yeah. I understand there's cameras. Not to put you on blast. Okay, it's for safety.
I knew there was something suspicious about that camera. Right?
It's just to protect them for safety reasons. That's all.
Yeah. So, what are you actually majoring in, man?
Game design.
There you go. Well, you got some good shit ahead of you. But let's sit down. I don't want to stand just right here.
I don't want to sit in all of this.
I hear you. Well, do you mind just getting your sweater, your sweatpants, and just putting that and then sitting on that? Let's just do that, man.
I still have my whole life ahead of me.
I know you do. So
the child charges, and now I have.
Here,
I'm gonna get these on top of it.
Right. So I'm not saying that's the case, but let's just here, just sit on that, man. It'll be all right. Listen, man, we're not too far in age, and I wouldn't want my ruined either. I understand you're in some deep right now, and you also have charges coming. But look, here's the thing. Can you look at me real quick? I don't think you need trouble. Probably just some help. Do you agree with that?
I really need help.
Okay. So, all right. So let's figure that out, man. Obviously, we're back on Telegram, right? Do you think we should be doing that type of stuff again?
No.
Okay. So.
It was just so much anxiety and stress, and I didn't want to. I needed a release, and at first it was all legal stuff, and then his account followed me, and that's when it all started to happen again.
Okay. So let's mark down a date, because from here you're going to get better, right? Can you commit to that, or at least trying to?
I've been trying to get better.
Okay.
Since January.
So let's start an end date for this, right? So let's mark this day. The date you're about to tell me is the last time that we viewed child forever. Can we get to that point?
I have an actual child. since I initially got in trouble with Bloomington police. The opportunity to be here, it's something that's just like, this was my chance to at least do one thing I've really wanted to do, and
Which was what?
just to I'm sorry.
You know, if you tell me some things that can show a commitment to getting help, I'm happy to genuinely take your apology and forgive you, bro.
I've been going to therapy since the start of February.
Mm-hmm.
At first it was weekly, now it's every other week. I'm going to be going back to weekly now.
Okay.
I've been meaning to speak with to get my to look further into not antidepressants, because that hasn't been what I've needed. Apparently, I had difference of one or the other, and I just need. I need something else.
So, yeah, I agree. I think you have a problem. It's like a tumor growing, and you just don't know how to stop this tumor. So let's get to the source of it. What's that one thing you've always wanted to do that you came here for?
It wasn't even just with.
Okay.
If that is her real name. Just to have somebody to have with.
So when you say it wasn't just with, what do you mean?
I would have had it too. I would have. Before I started my way down here today, I was thinking to myself, okay, who am I going to with first?
Mm-hmm. Did you want it to be a or just one after the other?
Either way.
Okay. So, how old is?
She never. I don't think she ever actually told me how old she is.
Well, how old?
Taylor's 11.
Okay. So,
if I had any shot at not going to jail before this, I just took that and threw it out the window. Traveling all this way to.
Well, you do seem remorseful about this. You seem like you don't want to be this way. What do you think it is that kind of? How do you think this type of stuff started for you? This.
I know exactly how it started. I had when I was about 10 years old, my parents got me a 3DS for my birthday.
Okay.
They didn't know how to set up, or they just didn't set up parental controls on it, and and one night curiosity got, just kind of hit me, and I looked up something like girl, and things snowballed from there. The introduction to the child stuff was on Instagram a couple of years later. When I was about 14, there was an account that I started I had, through some manner, come into possession of a few links to zip files of like either that had been like somehow stolen off the cloud. I don't know how they got possession of it, but they got some kind of and then just as a natural curiosity, I was like, well, do you guys have anything of, someone my age?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when...
That's just a neighbor, man. You're good.
And that's when I got, that's when I actually saw a child for the first time, and I fell way down into a rabbit hole from there, slowly over time.
How many days a week did you end up viewing it at your peak?
Every day.
Okay. So what was the past year, like what was the main way that you would use to access it? Because obviously that'd be good to know, so we can say, hey man, what's wrong with this app?
It was Kick group chats.
The KIK one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a long-standing issue on their platform of all this unmoderated content, and that's where it really started to snowball, because even back when I was like 15, 16, I was finding these group chats,
right,
and that's how I ended up here eventually.
What were the age ranges on the group chats they would put?
Some of them even had infant shit, which I was like, what the?
Right. No, I know that's not your thing.
I was, I went. It was mostly like either teens or like 10 and up.
Okay. Out of all the platforms, like I know there's some platforms, like I'm sure Tinder doesn't have any child. That'd be news to me because I'm on it all the time. But out of all,
not child, but like the guardrails for keeping kids off of there is
of Tinder.
Yeah, is not. Those aren't that strong.
Damn, I did not even know that. Hopefully, I didn't send to a 19-year-old who was actually 16 or something. But
it would. It's, I mean, possible hypothetically, but I doubt you did.
Sure. Well, what are the top 5 apps that you think? Like, do you go on the dark web at all?
I used to, but when I got in trouble with Bloomington police, I swore to never go back to it.
Okay.
And it was just like, this felt like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and this wasn't gonna come around again. So when started talking about all of this stuff she does, I was like, wait, really? I'd made the promise to myself I was never going to go back to child. But something just made me say, something made me want to try this.
Right. When's the last time you were on Kick?
Way before this.
I see. So I know y'all met on Blue Sky, I think. Y'all jump over to Telegram.
Yes.
Is Telegram kind of like Kick, or is it like kind of groups, individuals, both?
It's a much more secure kick.
Okay.
Basically.
Did it get to a point where people would ask you to trade?
On Kick, yeah. But on Telegram, the only people I've talked to are and one person from Discord.
How often do you talk to that person?
I've spoken with them. Like, I had an actual conversation with them once. I don't know anything about them.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they've claimed to be into literally anything. And
How did they communicate that to you? Like, when they say literally everything?
she said, like, because initially I just brought up the, innocent stuff,
Yeah, of course.
And then I was like, but when you say anything, you mean anything?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got to this point.
So, when's the last time that person from Discord talked to you? What's her name?
Emma, she has a Telegram. It's on Discord. She just goes by.
Is she a real chick, or do you have y'all?
I have no idea.
Okay, so how often do you bring up like underage themes with you? Because I think
we
people
only had the one conversation.
How did it go?
Yeah, it was pretty short. Could have honestly been some faker just trying to scam guys out of money for or something.
When was that conversation?
It was a couple of days ago.
All right. What was she selling?
She hadn't offered to sell anything yet, but like there was. In fact, maybe.
Oh, I see.
It was, yeah.
Go back some.
This is when we started.
Let me get other conversations.
Oh.
Who's the?
This is just an AI that's being, like, an AI thing that's being developed.
Okay, and what about the other one?
These are
watching menu.
This one, she's on Blue Sky.
Uh-huh.
She is of age. It's the same thing with her.
Mm-hmm.
She's of age.
Do you have like Session or Teleguard or anything?
Yes, I have both of them.
Okay.
Session and Teleguard.
Okay. So without opening them, because I don't think we need to.
I don't think I'll willingly open it. I don't. I haven't talked to anybody on here in a while. And
Oh, I see.
I don't know if she's even real.
How old was she claiming to be, this girl?
She never claimed an actual age.
God, what about Session?
Session is. I've never once received a message back from anybody on here.
I see. Okay, well, so you think the fetish stuff developed off of just the 3D?
At its very root, yes. And curiosity.
I see. So, what was it that like you were hoping would happen today with? And I know it's definitely hard to talk about.
I was just hoping to like spend time and talk with, spend time doing this kind of fetish stuff.
So how did I didn't get a chance to read all the messages and everything, and I think with obviously how much you're communicating, you actually want to get help. I don't think I even need to, but like how would come into play with the fetish? Like how do you even envision that?
It would be like I would be having with her in the freshly wet bed.
Who would wet the bed?
All of us. Could be me and Taylor.
Okay, so y'all would have sex with basically like on a piss bed.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about the shit part?
And that was more just an interest of, you know, introducing somebody to, you know, the idea of just being deviant from what societal norms say you should do.
Okay, so were you on like in the bed at all?
Not in the bed.
Okay, so what did you want to do with your diaper?
Honestly, just have it like the diaper and then just I don't even know what I would have done from there.
Like, did you want them to smell it, or did you want them to touch it, or do you?
I don't
You don't
know.
know. Yeah, that's
this
fair.
is something that I'm still exploring for the first time too.
Okay, that makes sense. What's in the bag that you brought?
This bag.
Yeah.
This is all medical stuff. I'm a type 1 diabetic. And a pair of headphones.
Okay. And what about the other bag?
That's clothes, diapers, and then in the front pocket here, there's
May I see the?
and then this is a remote control.
Oh, did you just order that? Let me see.
I had ordered this a while ago.
Oh, I see. It takes USB-C.
Yeah.
No.
It's used, right?
No, I haven't used it.
What does that mean?
I haven't put it anywhere. I charged it up once just to make sure it all works. It's just a little.
Who did you want to use? Okay. So what would you say your age of attraction is, or curiosity? Because I know you said the infants were gross, and just want to know where you're.
About 10 years old, I'd say.
Okay. What about a 10-year-old is interesting to you?
I can't pinpoint it. I don't know why I'm so interested in all of this stuff. I just know what sparked it. I don't know what's maintained it since. When a couple of years ago, I was over at my aunt's house, who lives just a little bit away from me in my hometown, and her granddaughter, who's my cousin, was there, because she lives at that house.
Yeah.
And I just remember overhearing my aunt say something along the lines of, "He's too old for you." I didn't know anything else about what she was saying, but for some reason I thought that meant me. And that was when it just started.
You mentioned something with your cousin's underwear.
Telegram, I think.
Yeah. Well, how did you find her used underwear?
It was just in a laundry bin.
Okay.
It was in a laundry bin in the bathroom. I was over there for a party last summer and went into that bathroom to actually use the bathroom, and then I just was like, ooh, and I picked them up and sniffed them.
Got it. And how old was she at the time?
She was 11.
Did you get that thought?
No.
So, I mean, do you come from do your parents know about your diaper stuff at all?
They don't know about the diaper stuff. They might know about the peeing my pants stuff in general. Because on more than one occasion when I was parents still living with them all the time. They would, I would wet myself and then I would go and do my laundry while they were in the house.
Yeah.
And our laundry machine is right next to my dad's office, so he would see me bring it in. And I don't know what exactly it was, but like I've said some things. I don't remember exactly what, but I think I let on to them a little bit, like I like doing this kind of thing.
What are your so you come from like a 2-parent household, right?
Yeah, a completely normal 2-parent house. I have an older brother. He has an amazing girlfriend who loves him, and they moved out a few years ago. I've just been me for most of my life.
Yeah, how many siblings do you have?
Just my older brother.
So, I mean, don't tell me where, but what do your parents do for work?
My dad works from home. He does IT. My mom is an HR director for. I have a. When you look at it from the outside, I have a completely normal life.
Yeah.
There's nothing that should have caused this. But
do they know about the child stuff?
They know about that because there was no way I was going to be able to hide that from them.
So what's going on with that? You said they haven't pressed charges yet?
I don't know why they haven't. Why it's taking so long. It still eats at me every day a little bit.
Well, how long ago was it when they took your stuff?
It was the end of January.
So they just basically came to your door and said, we have a warrant for your stuff, and took it?
Yes, but because I study game design, they were able to get everything that they did it was all just on my phone. So I got everything but my iPhone back.
Yeah.
That phone is my late uncle's phone. Because I needed some way to check my blood sugar. And
got it. So, with the what app were you using for child when the cops got you? Like,
I think I still had Kick.
Okay.
And I had saved a bunch of it. I don't remember how much. It was at least 50 pieces.
Okay. How often would you trade with people? Like you said.
I stopped trading.
When did you stop trading?
I don't have an exact date.
Like what's like a ballpark?
Ballpark. 2022.
Okay.
About when I started college, because it was going to be way harder to do that kind of stuff in college.
So, what do you think the ages are that were saved on your iPhone?
The lowest I know, 100% for sure, was a screenshot I had of one of my little cousin's TikToks. And I had put it through an AI model that made her clothes see-through.
Okay. I guess that's would count, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about stuff that people sent you on Kick or Telegram?
I don't have an exact idea. Probably somewhere around that point. So they're gonna have me on aggravated child charges.
Because under 12?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think the that someone sent you on Kick recently was, or I guess before that incident? I know you mentioned babies, but was someone sent like a baby your way? Like I know that's not stuff you're into.
I don't think anybody ever. No, there's that one video of this girl who's probably about 5 years old, and she's wearing a little like tiger costume, and that one's like really, really popular.
What does she do in the video?
I don't remember exactly. I think she gives her dad or whoever the person filming the video, she gives him, and then he has sex with her.
I see. So that would be saved on your phone or just in the.
I don't remember if I had that one saved. I know at some point I had that saved.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a passcode on your iPhone?
Yes.
Okay. Did you give it to the cops?
Yes. I gave the police full cooperation to the fullest extent I could. But I was also in extreme shock at the time, so there may have been things I just forgot that I didn't tell them. Just making sure I'm not ruining this shirt.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Got it. Well, have there been? Do you all go to church? Like, you went to Catholic school, right?
No.
No.
I wanted to start going to church after the incident in January, and I did, but I'm also a horrible procrastinator, and I ended up going. Like, I was sick the next week, and I said, "Oh, okay, I'll watch it online, and then I'll go in person next week," and I haven't gone back since then.
I see. So, have there been any times? Because I'm sure you know at this point that like there's been a few incidents in the past couple months, and there's going to be some heavy looking into with a lot of stuff. Which, again, I mean, I'm not going to say you're lucky this is happening, because obviously the lucky ones never get caught, right?
Yeah.
But
the lucky ones don't get hook, line, and sinker.
Well, true. You're right, but the lucky part for you is that it's only happening at 21. You know what I'm saying? And that, I mean, if this was if you were 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, dude, I mean, there would be no sympathy for you. Everybody would kind of write you off as like, just he's hopeless. But I mean, I don't look at you that way. I mean, the brain's not even done developing until like 25, man. So this is why it's good to get it out now and be done with it now, because I know you're gonna have a rest of the day today, probably tomorrow, the rest of your life maybe if you keep this fetish up. But regardless, it's gonna be a pretty bad day today, bad day tomorrow. But slowly but surely it'll get better. Even if somehow they slap charges on you, just do a couple.
They will.
Yeah, they will. But just do a couple years, just be done with it, be a offender and whatever. But, the thing is that it's all happening out at 21, because it's a sign to get it done now before it just happens at a time where nobody has sympathy for you and nobody sees hope for you. So that's why I want to ask you this, total just honesty. I mean, you have been honest. Like, I'm not going to scold you for not being. But total honesty is the answer, because God forbid it just gets found out in a couple of years and it's like nobody has sympathy anymore. Obviously, in your situation, there's more than likely a time where a relative has been maybe come to you or been touched the wrong way or anything like that, or just a girl in general that was too young to be appropriate with, I guess you could say. So what was that? Because obviously. You don't want that coming out years later when it gets found out. Like, God forbid someone gets talked to and they say something that you didn't say, and then it's like, oh, what happened, right? So that's why. And of course, you don't want to traumatize kids. It's not who you are. Obviously, you have a problem. You want to deal with it yourself. You don't want other people to suffer because of your problem. Even if they do, it doesn't mean you're not malicious. I mean, there's definitely people who off on kids being hurt, and that's definitely not you. You just have a weird need to be addressed, right? So that's why I want to ask you this. I ask you this as someone who's on your team who wants to get it nipped in the bud now, because we both don't want to traumatize any kids, God forbid. So tell me a situation where a girl was too young or a boy was too young, and somehow, some way, there was contact with the two of you, because I would bet a good amount of money. I would bet, let me see. I would bet the house on, let me see here. I would bet the house on that something has happened. So let me know.
Where's that?
Oh, it might just be a house that I'm getting. I don't know. But
the only time I was ever, but there's been a few times on Snapchat recently. I don't.
When you say recently?
Within the last week.
Okay.
There's another girl I've been talking to. She claims she's 14. And has a super high drive, and she has said as much as that she is like into one of her teachers and he's into her. They like and she's sent me nudes and a tape, a very short tape, still a tape.
Is it her in it? Can you tell? Because that's definitely somebody.
She's never shown her face in any of the stuff, which makes me think it might be fake.
Well, what do they look like to you?
They definitely look real. Like they're real. They are real people.
Actually, as a matter of fact, can you pull them up for me so I know?
I don't know.
Here, actually, don't worry about pulling them up. So where are they? Are they on Snapchat or on your? You don't have to pull them up. Are they on Snapchat or on your gallery?
They're on my Snapchat, but they are saved in the chat.
I got you. What's how many did she send you that are saved in the chat?
I think I'll just.
No. Let's not pull it up. We're fine on that. I promise. We're fine. You've been so honest. I'll take your word for it. I promise.
I think there were 4 or 5 messages of and the tape, and then most recently they were and it's been a few days since we've talked. But she sent me a video of her herself with a hairbrush handle.
Was her face in the video?
It was angled at her. She was laying down, so kind of, but it wasn't enough to have actual details.
How old did the person look in the video?
It could have been. It's one of those where teenagers can develop at such different rates.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She could have been 14. She could have been 19.
Right.
For all I know.
Has she sent you any content of like other girls?
No.
So how many minors have tried to talk to you online recently? What's this 14-year-old chick's name? You really don't have to show me, man.
I'm not gonna show, but I do have to at least look at her. There's some people that these people have never even messaged me.
Yeah. What's your Snapchat? Colin. That's your.
17.
How do you have anything? Is your thing?
Yeah.
Are you? Do your parents know that you're?
Yes.
Okay. What's her Snapchat? Don't pull up the messages. Just her profile.
Yeah, I think it got deleted.
Per snap?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it looks like it got deleted.
I see.
Probably for good reason.
Yeah, no kidding. How many other girls have hit you up recently?
Hit me up recently. There's one of age girl who's 20.
Good.
She wanted to, like, she added me, I added her back, and the first thing she said was, "Can I see your?"
Nice, man. There you go.
Oh, opening very strong.
Right. I wish I had a girl hit me up like that. How do you get this?
I don't know.
Did that 14-year-old, did she ask you to send back?
She never asked me to send it back, but I did send her a video of me to the video of her
Okay.
fucking herself.
Did you think to yourself, like, I'm watching child porn right now?
No.
No.
And part of it was because her face was
Her face was
wasn't
out
in
of
the
it.
video, so I couldn't tell if it was actually her or if it was someone else.
Yeah.
So I didn't all I processed was, damn, there's a hot girl herself with a hairbrush on my phone right now.
So what are those Megalink things?
Though the Megalinks, that was, I stopped doing that stuff several years ago because I've quit. Like, I've tried to stay away, but the desire for keeps pulling me back. And eventually I end up with child.
So realistically, besides that 14-year-old girl, when's the last time like someone sent you, or you just had been added to a group with like child? Because I know, shit, even my grandma, like when she's on WhatsApp, she gets added because she's a part of. So, dude, I swear, sometimes you just add her to random groups, and I go through them like, Grandma, do you even know what that is? And she just thinks it's like some kid, just being born or something. She has no idea. Has anybody like added you to like any groups or anything like that?
No, I've been, and are the only two people on Telegram that I have talked to. The AI thing, that's just like, that's a cool role thing I could use.
So there was something where you wanted to write a story. What was that about?
I suggested to her, because at the time I was under the impression that she actually did all the stuff she was talking about. I suggested, hey, because, and I don't know exactly when, but right around the time when I shared this website where there was a bunch of stories of, there was stuff that was legal, but there was there's also stories and stuff, and there was a lot of stuff with kids on there.
Okay. Are these stories like pictures or just stories, or?
They are just text stories.
Okay. Well, my friend's going to talk to you. I got to use the bathroom. Actually, not to make fun of you, but.
Where do you think we can go forward with this? What do you think is
from here?
Yeah.
I mean,
to kind of get you some help.
I need more than just. I think I need more than just my, now semi-weekly therapy appointments. I think I need proper in-person counseling. That's not the right term, but it's the one thing I can think of right now.
Just don't worry about it. Don't even mind them. So how often you're going to therapy? Just like once a week right now, or?
The therapy right now is once every other week for 1 hour over the phone using Zoom.
Okay. And now is that court ordered or?
It's not court ordered. It was something I did
Voluntary.
because I knew I needed help, and I knew I had to change something. For a little bit there, I actually had changed, but my desire to just feel pleasure started to overcome me. At first, when I started my Blue Sky account, there wasn't anything illegal that I was looking at. I was just looking at, because some of those accounts are just accounts that have migrated from Twitter because of how much of a hole it's become.
Right.
And it was just like P accounts, and that was it for the most part.
Right.
But I found out pretty quick that the child part of Twitter has also started to migrate over. And at first I wasn't seeking it out. Some of the non accounts would repost like a child, an account posting child, and that's how I started to fall back into this.
Now, a minute ago, my buddy was asking you about if they're do you have nieces, nephews, or any ones that you've been around that you maybe have ever done anything?
I haven't done anything to anybody. This would have been the first time, but now that I'm...
You sure about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that I am here...
You want a water column?
I'm okay right now. Now that I'm here, now that because I was about to do something that could have actually ruined my life.
Or if we didn't come in here and this was real, it would have you would have went what do you think? You would have went all the way?
I would have done what I said I was gonna do.
So it wasn't really just your life that you were ruining. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Because this is 12-year-old girl, 11-year-old girl, 8-year-old girl. What is the that you would have been? Would have been into that you would have went all the way, in all honesty?
10, depending on some of it does kind of depend on when they start puberty.
Uh-huh. What age do you think that have go through puberty?
I know it's been getting with weird chemical and all of that. So at absolute minimum, I would say 10.
10 would be the...
Because some of it was also you go too far down, they don't understand what's going on.
Right. So they're just consensual then, basically, is what you're saying?
Yes.
It would have to be consensual?
It has to be consensual, and it has to be at a point where it's yeah.
But 10 years old is about the youngest.
Or about there.
About there. So what? Just curious. What is the whole diaper fetish? I mean, what is
Honestly,
it about that? What?
This is mostly just like an extension of my, pants sweating fetish, where I don't have to like, I don't have a puddle to clean up.
Uh-huh.
That's the main driving reason behind it.
But you wouldn't have that if you pissed in the toilet, though.
Mm.
So it's kind of like where does that come in to where you want to do that?
It would have just been, it would have been using her diaper.
Yeah.
You know.
And like, in what way does that excite you? Does it
It
arouse you? Does it?
yes,
really?
it does.
Were you ever when you were a kid?
I mean, not that, unless it happened before I was cognizant.
Right.
No, I never.
So.
The door's open and I just.
Oh. Yeah, it's just the way that thing doesn't latch very good. He'll try it for us. No big deal. This has got to be the messiest Airbnb that I've ever seen, by the way.
Oh yeah, the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, where do you think that extra therapy is going to help, or do you think, what do you think is
I need something to directly target my desires and fantasies.
Yeah.
Not just this blanket therapy where I have these things that are just, everything is so crazy. It's just been so crazy these last few years. My grandpa passed away in 2022, then my grandma a year later. Then 3 months after that, I lost one of my uncles. And then, Easter last year, one of my aunts passed away, and then in fact, I think it's the 31st, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly a year ago today, her husband passed away, both of them from lung cancer, and everything has been this chaotic, stupid, just
You think all those deaths in the family, all those triggered this? That what you're saying?
It didn't trigger it, but it made me want more. It made me want to just numb the pain more. And
You probably should have
Pour-
took that for something else, alcohol or something else. You know what I mean?
I'm not about up my body like that. The
okay,
aunt and uncle that I had passed away 60 days apart.
In all fairness,
They both died from lung cancer.
right?
I had already known, like, I'm never gonna smoke. I'm never gonna be a smoker. I'm never gonna be an alcoholic because I've seen what it does to people,
Right.
and I never want to be that person.
Okay. Now, like you said, you don't want to f up your body like that, but you're willing to. That's with a 10-year-old. Can you imagine how much that would have f up her body? Get that right?
Yeah, no,
So, do you consider yourself more of a self-gratifying, selfish type person, or do you care about other people?
I've never wanted to be the. I've never wanted to be selfish. I've never wanted.
You want to, but
Uh,
can you see that you are?
Now that the light of. My God, that door's.
Yeah.
Seriously, whoever actually owns this house, fix your doors.
I know. Stupid. You're just gonna be honest with them like you've been honest with us, okay?
Alright, so this cop interaction is probably the most iconic ever in a pred catching video. You can join locals, the PPillinois locals in the pin comment. It's only $4 to go see this whole thing. It's just, we're straight up just more comfortable having this on locals, you know, due to a lot of reasons, but I can't even comment on what happens, but just know it gets very, very, you know, it gets very shitty if you catch my drift. But yeah, this full thing is on locals, so go watch it in the pinned comment. You can support Aaron what he does for only $4 a month.
We're going to command all this, boys.
I just want to be the one putting the back in the seat.
Yep, I got you.
I guess my life was ruined.
It's gonna be. Wait.
Did something touch my back? Are you sure?
That's just a smoke shit. Y'all ever been to India?
You owe me a new bag. I don't even know.
Phone, car keys, wallet, apartment keys. It's deep in the pocket.
Well, I'm not sticking my hand on that.
I don't have anything else on me. I've never liked back pockets. I've found them stupid. My mom gave me that card because earlier today I had to get my car towed. And I couldn't pay for it because I paid my rent earlier today.
You ain't gotta worry about any of that anymore. You ain't gotta worry about rent.
I don't have to worry about anything but surviving in prison for the rest of my life.
Hang on.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah,
you're good now.
I should have known.
Oh my god. Spell your first name.
P-O-L-L-I-N.
P-O-L-L-I-N? What is this? Middle initial. Last name?
Yeah. Well, guys, my people on local is definitely worth the live stream now. Yeah, if we want to help us travel the most and catch the sickest. Oh, yeah. Catch the sickest. Catch the sickest. I don't think we need to do much explaining on that. Join up a look in the pin comment over only $10 a month. And so did PPillinois right here. He was gracious enough to rent an Airbnb for us and let us use his Airbnb so that he stays in all the time. So, yeah. His channel will be in the pinned comment. So, yeah. I didn't have much to say.
No, I
got a guy here. And you guys are going to come after the CD thing.
You have anything to say before you leave?
Yeah.
Nothing?
I wish I never
Everybody
did
here
this.
is going to be at the
Say that again?
I wish I never did this.
Anything else?
Appreciate you guys. No problem.
Anything
If
with
I
the local community?
somehow ever see the light of the world from outside of chain link fences again,
Really?
if I ever see it again,
Make sure you don't know what happens to in jail.
I know. I've heard the horrors.
I mean, at least you're not going to have fun.
It'll get a lot of views, man. Thank you. All right.
If you want to get ad-free access of our rawest, unedited, and uncensored catches, exclusive live streams, and behind-the-scenes phone calls, join our locals for the low price of just $10 a month. And don't forget to get yourself something new like our exclusive Air Gordon t-shirt, only on PredatorPoachers.com.